First of all, how are games funded, Justin? Like, that's a big question. It's a loaded question and on purpose.
Thanks for the grenade.
Right.
How are they funded? It's a little bit like the lottery. I think it's a little bit like film. There's traditional means. You find a publisher who likes your game or likes your concept and is willing to fund the development of it. You find financing. There are people that do invest in games. You find partners and you self-fund. I think just like movies nowadays, there's a bunch of different avenues, but again, you got to start at the scope. If you want to make Titanfall, you better find some help, because I don't know anybody who's going to finance that by themselves unless you find a publisher. If you're trying to make the basement, 3 people in a basement, which you can still do nowadays for mobile, potentially for PC, that's a different story. Budgets, I don't know. We're trying to figure out what the average budget for a big budget console game, minimum 50 million now? Probably?
Yeah, probably 50 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a console.
and by the way, that's just for development. We're not talking about marketing, and the marketing is at least double that. So like a movie.
Right. Destiny was all in
500
million,
million
right?
for the Destiny launch. I'm not going to guess what yours was all in, but I have an idea. Our publisher, as a publisher, we're looking, most of the games, we're looking at games that are costing between 1 and 3 to develop maybe, but all in, you're 5 to 7. And those are smaller digital titles primarily. So there's all different things. But again, I think you go back to why are you making this and what is your audience? I always ask, the first thing I ask somebody who comes in to pitch me a product is what's your audience? Because if you don't know who your audience is, I'm showing you the door. And if you tell me everybody, I'm showing you the door even faster.
And that audience is the platform, right? That's a big component.
Platform, it's the demographic, it's why that demographic's going to care. If you can't tell me that, then you probably don't know your pitch well enough to be pitching it. It's similar to what the movie people were saying earlier. If you were at one of the panels that are talking about pitching for TV or pitching for movies, the idea. I like the concept though. 1 sentence, 3 sentence, 10 sentence. Nowadays, they'll actually need to see something. Again, ideas. You've got 120 people working for you. I see. At a GDC conference, I'll meet with 30 or 40 developers, each with 20 or 30 people. So you expand that out to 600 people with ideas. I don't care so much about the idea. I want to see the execution, whether it's pretty pictures, whether it's a sample, whether it's a second or two of playable. I don't know, but I need to see it, touch it, and feel it. Otherwise, I don't believe you.
And you're seeing some people raising their money through Kickstarter campaigns, right? And I think we have some people here in the audience who've done games and they've done that successfully. And, you're not seeing, other than maybe...
Kickstarter's a validation.
Right.
We look at it
as a marketing tool
and a validation. If we see an idea that's been successful on Kickstarter, we all know that generally that's not nearly enough money to finish a project. There's been some write-ups on this lately, so I'm not going to throw that grenade in the audience and get in trouble with my PR team later. But generally for us, when we look at a successful Kickstarter, we look for a validation of an audience. So there's an audience, so there's an idea that people are willing to pay for. So that is a one way to go. But it is also a great way to kill an IP, because if you launch a Kickstarter and it doesn't succeed,
Right, it won't go.
I'm not going anywhere near it.